Welcome back, my fellow battle brothers and sisters. In this one, I have another question I wish to pose to you on the topic I like to frame as tasteful house rule execution. That question is at the end of this video, and before you jump to the end, let's just back it up a moment, and I'll explain the context. In my most recent thematic bat rep experiment, I took my word bearers out for a spin against my pals' lamenters. In that battle, I introduced this guy, my possessed Chaos Lord with wings. I loosely allude to him being a product of the Faith and Fury 8th edition era, and then I go on to point out that in this battle he's being represented with a custom datasheet. You see, 8th edition's Faith and Fury provided rules which allowed word bearers to represent exalted possession via a warlord trait upgrade you could give to a character during army construction. And at the time, jump packs were a war gear option available to Chaos Lords. Crazy idea, I know. But it is that option in combination with Exalted Possession which led to my possessed Chaos Lord with wings here. And now in 10th edition, there is no option for jump pack Chaos Lords, even within our baseline start of edition index rules. And further still, a jump pack Chaos Lord isn't in the Legends PDF GW released last week either. For shame. Shame. But keeping this video on topic, obviously this meant there was no satisfying way to put this model on the table, and so it would fall to house rules. Initially, I was thinking of following the same design pipeline that saw Hohen Vondar's creation, that being to create a baseline datasheet for a Chaos Lord with a jump pack, using the template from the Loyalist side and rolling it over. But obviously for it to be a possessed Chaos Lord, it would need a beefier stat line and the ability to lead a unit of possessed. Speaking of leaders, this might be a good time to digress on the topic of 10th edition's leadership system. I find the mechanic of leading units as one of the better changes that came with 10th. For one, it removes the awkwardness which came from moving characters and their screening units. Alright, let's move in 9th edition. I'll advance the intercessors. Looks like I rolled a 6. And I'll advance this captain. Looks like I rolled a 1. Wow! And for 2, I just find it fun to pair up a character with the dudes they're planning to roll with. And for the most part, GW follows a fairly consistent pairing standard. For Astartes leader and bodyguard units, pairings are usually based on armor type and typing accessories such as jump packs and bikes. Tacticus armor leaders can be attached to Tacticus bodyguard units. The Terminator captain can join Terminator squads. The jump pack captain can join similarly armored jump pack units, with the captain on bike being able to join other biker units. Though of course there is the very cringe, hard divide of Firstborn versus Primaris units leadership pairings. There are some notable exceptions. A common one is caused by Sternguard veterans being treated by GW as both Primaris and Firstborn, despite all of the new models being of Primaris size. Hey GW, just do that. Do that with all the Firstborn units. But no, we can't do that. We can't assume all the Firstborn roles would essentially be elevated to a hybrid standard. Come on. You'd figure with the swaths of Firstborn crossing the Rubicon, and all the neophytes being set on the Primaris path, combined with not wanting to lose out on key tried and true unit configurations, would see all Firstborn units becoming hybridized by the very necessity of the setting. But I digress. So let us return to the topic of House Rulin Specialist Chaos Lords. Based on what we outlined on leadership pairings, we can see that a jump pack Chaos Lord wouldn't be suitable to lead a unit of possessed, because of the lack of jump packs, which led me to the notion that maybe a possessed Chaos Lord should be its own unit, so it could then lead possessed. But that means as a Chaos Lord variant, it should have a unique ability. As each variant of Loyalist captains and Chaos Lords each have the shared use a stratagem for free ability, and a unique ability of their own. And just like that, things were getting very unique. Generally, with homebrew stuff, I aim to minimize how invasive it feels to other players' sensibilities. And to be honest, it's a delicate line. And with prep time running out for the bat rep, I decided it was easier to just keep it real simple. Here's a possessed Chaos Lord. He has a modified stat line that is in line with possessed. He can lead a unit of possessed. He has the same weapon as possessed. He has the same ability all Chaos Lords have, and his unique ability gives him a bit of regen, which served the purpose well enough. But after giving it further thought, I've come to find adding a whole unique unit probably should be a last resort as it relates to homebrew acceptability. I think instead, these 2 points offer a cleaner and more tasteful paradigm. 1. Chaos Lords with the jump packs should be their own unique unit entry, as obviously such war gear exists in universe, and having such a unit now provides a leader option for Raptors. And so I've cobbled together one based on the standards set by the captain with jump pack. While it is less unique, simply carrying over the jump pack captain's ability, rather than creating a bespoke one, makes for an easier sell for homebrew acceptance. Credit goes to Mally5698, who commented with a similar concept, and with a great suggestion for the ability name here. And 2. Exalted Possession likely should be an enhancement that works in the same manner as the old Warlord trait, but should also restrict the character to only serving as a leader for Possessed, or if they have the jump pack keyword, Warp Talons. This to me is much cleaner. An Alpha Legion Sniper Lord could be house ruled similarly, a custom enhancement which boosts a few stats and adds precision to ranged weapons. And in this way, it removes the potential for comboing official enhancements with homebrew units, leading to, yet again, an easier sell, a more tasteful house ruling. And so we arrive at the question of this video, which I mentioned earlier. When it comes to enjoying narrative and thematic games, what are your design philosophy thoughts on fielding a Chaos Lord with jump pack? Is the approach which I outlined here, essentially mirroring the captain with jump pack, the more tasteful option? Or do you want to see a totally unique ability instead of just renaming Angel's Wrath? And what about the direction and handling of Exalted Possession and similar specialist upgrades? Is a custom enhancement more or less tasteful? Well, that's it for this one. These were some thoughts I have around homebrewing and house ruling, this time focusing on Chaos Lords. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments. And if you really liked it, consider becoming a channel member or patron. It's thanks to their support I'm able to produce videos like this, which is why they have a place on the Roll of Honor. Much thanks to Julius Maximus, and my other generous patrons and channel members. Anyways, there are buttons for liking, sharing, and subscribing, so press the buttons you want to press, and I'll catch you in the next one.